I really do think it is a sign of a person who is like not a good person, not all there, potentially could murder somebody. So today we are going to check out 10 things that are legal in the USA that are not legal anywhere else. And the reason I'm diving into this is because recently I did a Subway video where I talked about the fact that Subway bread is banned in Ireland. But it made me curious about things that are legal in other parts of the world or illegal and what they are. And if you've never seen me before in your life, I'm Diane. I love traveling to the USA as a tourist and checking stuff out over there and comparing it to the culture that I grew up in Ireland. Let's check her out. Ooh, Mojo.
What's it about?
It's like a reward.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 legal things you can do in America that are banned in other countries.
So we're going to sell that, but we're also going to sell incandescent bulbs, and people are so happy about it. It's really been pretty amazing.
For this list, we'll be looking at things that are lawful in the United States, but illegal elsewhere. Do you think any of these should be illegal in the US? Let us know in the comments.
Babies are illegal in the rest of the world.
Number 10. Weird baby names. In the land of the free, Americans are welcome to name their kids just about anything they want.
Well, we've narrowed it down to a few. We like Kimberly.
Oh, boy.
Consequently, you've likely seen news articles about people giving their newborn children highly unconventional names.
You named your kid Han Solo?
Yes, sir.
Han Solo Burger.
In contrast, some other countries have strict laws. For example, you reportedly can't name your kid Batman in Australia.
Or like you can't name your baby Hitler, I think, in most parts of Europe. I feel like it's fair. I mean, you're kind of subjecting your kid to like some unnecessary bullying. But like when you call your kid, like Elon Musk did, just like a bunch of letters that are incoherent, it's just kind of putting the kid off on the wrong foot. I think there should be some restrictions, in my opinion.
Panties, or lol, spinach, or circumcision.
Aw, all the good ones.
Denmark is even more restrictive. Their law on personal names requires residents to choose from a pre-approved list that includes 18,000 names for boys and 22,000 names for girls.
Oh, that's
Want a beautiful name? Soda.
You can get an exemption, but it requires authorization from a church and is subject to government review.
Pull your mask down. You're supposed to be watching the damn door, right?
I say about using my government name, Michael.
Number 9. Too much ketchup in school cafeterias.
Okay, I get this. I feel like I get this. Like, you know, I think it is important to put guidelines on what kids can and can't eat. Like, if they were serving McDonald's in my school cafeteria every single day, well, aside from the fact that my mom always made my lunch. Yeah, I was that kid.
Dork! She's a dork!
But if McDonald's was available every day, I would have eaten it every day because I was a teenager and we don't make the best choices when you're a teenager.
A staple of virtually every American food establishment, ketchup is the condiment of choice for many people. However, in 2011, it was reported that ketchup had been banned from school cafeterias, except with French fries.
Where's the ketchup at?
However, children could only enjoy French fries once a week.
Once a week.
The government issued the decree to ensure a healthier diet in schools and also to preserve Gallic cuisine. We wonder if any French kids rebelled by smuggling packets or, heaven forbid, whole bottles of ketchup into school.
Okay, so in my school that I went to, we weren't allowed crisps or chips as they're known in America. We were not allowed cans of anything. And you could only have one chocolate item per lunchbox. My mom did break that on a Friday. We had what were called chocolate Fridays. My mom used to put like chocolate sandwiches in my lunchbox, chocolate milk, a chocolate bar, chocolate biscuits. Because it was treat day, it was Friday. Mom's a bit of a rebel, you know? We did get this thing that was like a mini Lunchable desk and they were selling like muffins and crisps and stuff. I think that might have been one of the years doing it to raise money for something. But I do recall buying crisps every single day. So yeah, choices teenagers make.
Daring indeed.
Okay, it's risky. You need an intro. You need someone to vouch.
Number 8. Turning right on red.
Oh yeah,
Across
this is a
the
big
United
one.
States, it's perfectly acceptable to turn right on a red light at an intersection, unless you're in New York City, where it's only allowed at certain intersections.
Hey, Einstein, it's a red light. Hey, I'm walking here.
In Canada, it's banned on the island of Montreal. However, many countries have banned it nationwide. For example, a right turn on red is generally not allowed in Europe. The equivalent in Australia and New Zealand, a left turn on red, is also banned, except where signs or green arrows indicate otherwise.
Go back and turn right.
We do not turn right.
I know, Paris.
So do I.
In fact, it's easier to find countries where turning on red is illegal or permitted only with special signage than where it's normal, as in the US. Number 7. Baby walkers.
Babies! Again.
Baby walkers allow infants to walk before they've developed the ability to do so unassisted. However, some studies have found that the devices actually delay development, and they also cause quite a few injuries. In the US, they're responsible for a few thousand emergency room visits a year.
Kids can't see what's in front of them, and oftentimes can result in a pretty severe injury.
Due to safety concerns, the sale of baby walkers has been banned in Canada since 2004. It's also illegal to own one. People who own baby walkers can be fined up to 100,000 Canadian dollars or even jailed for 6 months.
Guess who just freed his dad from Canadian prison?
Has anyone actually been prosecuted for that? Because that seems a little over the top. Just a tad. Just a tad. I'm pretty sure I had a baby walker. I did walk on my tiptoes for a long time. I wonder was that because of the baby walker? My parents were like, she's just very balletic.
Number 6. Valentine's Day. It's a day for people to celebrate their love for one another. Sales of roses and chocolates skyrocket, and couples everywhere take a day to revere each other.
What do you say we have ourselves a perfect day?
Mama.
That is, unless you live in one of the few countries that have banned St. Valentine's Day.
Why no Valentine?
In Pakistan, the Islamabad High Court has banned public celebrations of the holiday. There have also been crackdowns in Saudi Arabia, although it's gaining more acceptance.
We have 2 holidays only, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. As Muslims, we only celebrate these 2 holidays.
Some cities in Indonesia have banned celebrations too. The biggest reason has been the idea that it conflicts with Islamic culture and that it represents a Western tradition. Number 5.
It is just a Hallmark holiday. Like, it is a made-up holiday. And the only reason when I have a little special somebody in my life that I require a Valentine is because if I don't get one, all my other girlfriends are going to be like, "Da fudge?" Like, as an individual, I literally don't care, and I would rather, like, random displays of affection. But if that holiday rolls around purely because of the judgment of others, and and yes, I could be a better human and not care, but I do. We all do. Okay, let's see why. I want this one back. This should be banned. This should be more frowned upon, in my opinion.
Adultery. Adultery is actually still a crime in 17 U.S. states. However, these laws are rarely enforced. Other states have abolished such laws altogether. You can still face serious penalties in other countries, though, especially as a woman. In the Philippines, only a wife can be charged with adultery, although a husband can face charges of concubinage. In Pakistan, adultery can be punished with death. It's actually difficult for women to report assault and not face adultery charges. You can also face execution for adultery in Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Sudan. In other places, such as Uganda and Rwanda, you may face a prison sentence and a fine.
Okay, obviously not great. No, sexist aspect of that one. Also, there's a word for a mistress, but there's no word for a mister. But my thing is about adultery, I really do think it is a sign of a person who is, like, not a good person, not all there, potentially could murder somebody. Like, depending on the level of your relationship. If you can look a person in the eyes every single day and tell them things contrary to what you are doing, that requires a certain amount of sociopathy, in my opinion. And of course there are exceptions to that. Nuance, the internet, it doesn't exist. But in a lot of cases, I do genuinely believe people who can do that to somebody they purport to love, like, there is something mentally wrong with you, a little more than just, like, let's go see a therapist.
Number 4. Incandescent light bulbs.
What?
When Thomas Edison demonstrated his light bulb design in 1879, he may have known that he was onto something revolutionary. However, the bulb came with key flaws, specifically inefficiency and a short lifespan. With the emergence of CFL and LED lights, many countries have phased out the older bulbs in favor of less power-hungry alternatives. They include Canada, Australia, Russia, Brazil, and the entire European Union.
Your initial investment in a bulb is a lot higher in a CFL bulb or an LED bulb, but you will recover that cost through the duration of the bulb, also in the energy savings.
The European
Well, this is news to me. I never heard of this. I've light bulbs everywhere.
Commission calculates that the ban contributes billions to the economy and significantly reduces CO2 emissions. The U.S. had plans to follow suit, but was left behind when politics got in the way.
The bulb that we're being forced to use, number one to me, most importantly, the light's no good. I always look orange.
Number 3, bounty.
Same,
but different.
Well, really, like, I never really gave much thought to light bulbs before. I guess it's a good thing to phase them out. Can't say I have a strong opinion on that one. Light bulbs, just not my thing.
Hunters.
Okay, showtime.
When someone is charged with a crime and gets out on bail, it's essentially a contract binding the individual to return to court at a later date.
You mind if I search your house?
Can I ask you what?
Yeah, I've got a warrant for her husband.
In the United States, a defendant can hire a bail bondsman to put up the money
It's
for
kind
bail.
of wild.
Should the defendant run, the bondsman can employ a bounty hunter to track them down.
The state places a bounty on a man's head. I track that man, I find that man, I kill that man. After I've killed him, I transport that man's corpse back to the authorities.
Bounty hunters aren't subject to the same legal restrictions as official law enforcement, giving them
Wild.
advantages otherwise unavailable. Although they were common worldwide for many years, they're now considered illegal virtually everywhere but the U.S.
He's gotten all of them so far.
How many has he got?
4.
It's also a major reason why American bounty hunters have no jurisdiction outside their own country.
I watched that show, Doug the Bounty Hunter. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, Doug was a different show. And I thought it was really good, interesting, but it did occur to me we have no equivalent in Ireland or Spain or anywhere else I've been in the world. I do think in one way it's good because, yeah, those people should be tracked down if they have done something wrong and they're not following the rules. But in another way, I'm like, well, you're just a civilian. But I don't really know enough about the legalities of it, but I don't know. Putting civilians in harm's way doesn't seem right. Like, they're obviously highly specialized, but I don't know. Again, another one, I'm not sure too much how I feel about it. They have cool outfits. Also, I think somewhere like the USA is much bigger than a country like Ireland. Like in Ireland, tracking down a fugitive, there have been some that have put up a challenge, but like ultimately it's a pretty small place to find someone. In the USA, like, I think if I wanted to bury a body, it would be pretty easy. There's a lot of places to hide the bodies. Not that I would under certain circumstances.
See the earlier point about adultery.
Number 2, BHA and BHT preservatives.
I'm Clark W. Griswold. I'm in food additives and condiments, not preservatives.
Not preservative.
I put AHAs and BHAs on my face, so I don't know what these are going to talk about here.
Butylated hydroxyanisole and butylated hydroxytoluene are 2 preservatives that you may have likely never heard of nor can easily pronounce. Both of these are used as a means to prevent oxidation, which can cause food to spoil. Unfortunately, however, research has found that both can contribute to cancer in rats. In addition, a U.S. government report indicated that BHA is likely to cause cancer in human beings. As a result of the dangers, many countries have banned these chemicals from use. The United States Food and Drug Administration, however, has deemed them generally recognized as safe, which is why they are found in most packaged foods within the U.S.
And the exciting part is that they have no ingredients that a human can pronounce. So it doesn't leave you with that heavy food feeling in your stomach.
Before we continue...
I need to rewatch a Buffy. I'm definitely due one. That is such a great show. I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know how I feel about that. There's loads of stuff in our general everyday life that supposedly gives us cancer. Probably these headphones right now are giving me cancer. But hopefully scientists and people in charge have weighed up the pros and cons. Unfortunately, money can be a lot more powerful than science.
Number 1, plastic bags. The 21st century has seen a rise in movements towards a more eco-friendly culture.
Mr. McKay says that history is past, but saving the Earth is our present to the future.
One target of these has been the single-use plastic bag. Seen in virtually every supermarket and convenience store, the world has slowly been moving to reduce the use of these bags.
These policies were very successful in reducing the number of grocery bags used. However, sales of garbage bags skyrocket.
Many countries have outright banned them, while others have imposed taxes or surcharges on the use of the bags in an effort to encourage the use of reusable ones. However, the United States has seen very little momentum here.
Saving the earth while maintaining profitability.
A few states and cities have joined in, but by and large, the U.S. remains a safe haven for the throwaway sacks.
Bobby, I will have you know that I consider myself to be one of the great environmentalists of my time. I have a plastic grocery bag filled with plastic grocery bags that I will bring back to the grocery store one day.
Okay, so here's my thing on the grocery bags. Like, it kind of is what it is. Like, I'm forced to not get single-use plastics, so grand, great, good. I'll bring along my shopping bag to the supermarket. I feel way more strongly about the straws situation. And my argument is that paper straws are not a thing that works. You will have heard that from me before. Like, great, if we want to get rid of the plastic straws, great, but paper straws are not the answer. Well, in my house, I use the reusable plastic straws. They're like hard plastic straws. And they're much nicer than the paper ones. Paper, water, not a good combo. As for the plastic bags, I mean, in theory, it's a good idea, but also somewhat, I think it makes us feel like we are doing something to help the environment when really the problem needs to be addressed at like a multinational corporate level. At the point that we're at, like reusing our bags, it's kind of a deck chair off the Titanic situation. It makes us feel like we're doing something where the actual things that really, really need to be addressed are much larger. Am I the one to solve them? No, I'm not. I am not president of the world yet. But yeah, let me know below in comments anything that you were surprised to see on the list there, and if you have any strong feelings about any of the things that were talked about today. Thank you so much, guys. That's it for today. See you on the other side.